We've got a very special issue of the Avengers here. This is Avengers 200, a comic out in the 80s. This was a special double-sized anniversary issue. All the classic Avengers were here. This is a very special time in the Avengers history. Some pretty amazing art by George Perez, Jim Shooter, Bob Layton, some pretty interesting creators here, and a very interesting story. I've got some special reviewers here, so let's get into it. Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I'm looking at Avengers 200. I've got some special reviewers right here.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, and how old are you?
9.
And you?
6.
Okay.
I'm 3 years older than her.
Yes, you are. And we're looking at the Avengers today. Now, do you girls know the Avengers?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you know the Avengers from?
We watched a couple movies. Like you showed us clips on YouTube too, and I also know the Avengers because you have a lot of, like trophy, kind of. There's a bunch of them in my room too.
Oh, very good. Do you like the Avengers?
Yeah.
Is it your favorite comic, or is it a different comic you like better?
I like One Piece and My Hero Academia.
Okay. Well, all right. We're off to a good start. Okay, so this is Avengers 200. We're looking at this cover right here. Do you recognize any of these characters, either of you?
I can recognize Iron Man and Captain America and the Iron Man. I don't know if I.
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah, there's Thor.
How
How about this guy with the bow and arrow? Do you recognize him?
Yeah. Hawkeye. Yeah. Except
Okay.
he looks very different and very ugly. Yeah.
Very, very ugly. Yeah, he's got a strange mask. All right. Well, this is a special comic, and in particular, this is going to represent a very special moment in the life of Miss Marvel, who went on to become Captain Marvel. Now, do you see Captain Marvel on this cover here?
Here, she's right there.
Right here. You mean the girl with the blonde hair
Yeah.
and the little lightning bolt?
Yeah.
That's right.
She doesn't look anything like Captain Marvel.
She does look very different. She had a very different costume back then, but the sash is at least kind of the same. But anyway, let's go. And look, this is a special. You could win a Toys R Us shopping spree with a grand prize minimum value $3,000. What would you buy if you had $3,000 in a toy store?
Stuff.
Okay.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. What about you?
2,000 phones.
2,000 phones? Yeah. Okay.
Wait.
That checks out. They're about $1.50
I would
each.
actually ask if it could do it at a pet shelter, and I'd buy all the pets.
Okay.
No, I would buy a bunny,
Okay. Yep.
a hamster, and a dolphin.
Okay. All right. Well, perfect. All right. Well, let's get into this comic here. The comic opens, and here we have a couple of the superheroes you talked about. You recognize Hawkeye, Iron Man, Captain America. The guy in the red jacket, there's Wonder Man. This was his special 80s outfit here, Wonder Man. And there's the Beast. And he was an actual beast-like character, like Beauty and the Beast.
He looks like a beast.
Yep.
He's blue.
That's true.
The one in Beauty and the Beast, he's brown. Who's tummy rumble?
Yeah. Probably me. I'm hungry. All right.
Hungry.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. So anyway, here we are, and what's going on is there's an operating room, and something important is going on. One of the Avengers is about to have a baby. Who is it, do you think?
Captain Marvel.
You're right. It is Captain Marvel. So meanwhile, in the waiting room, Captain Marvel is about to have a baby. She's anxious to get it over with. And look, there it is. The doctor is about to have that baby. And look, there it is. She's actually had a baby. The Avengers are all very, very happy. They're super excited. Kuchiku, isn't he cute? Look at that. I'll bet. And there he is. He's in his little, a special bubble. And they're all very excited. Are you excited? Did you know Captain Marvel had a baby?
I thought the Beast was a villain.
Yeah, no, Beast is a good guy. He's one of the X-Men, too. I guess some people are calling him a villain now.
But he wasn't green. I thought he was like a big guy who grabbed things with his feet. Was a girl.
Yeah. Well, it's a baby boy that we've got here. And they're excited about the baby, but Captain Marvel seems kind of down about it. Wasp is like, hey, good news, you've got a baby. And Captain Marvel's like, I don't know. I don't even know who the dad is.
Wait, she doesn't. Did she have like a divorce, or did she lose her memory, or is she just playing dumb?
That's a good question. She wasn't divorced. She kind of has lost her memory a little bit, maybe, and she may be playing dumb. That couldn't be true. But anyway, she's unhappy there, and there's the Vision and Scarlet Witch, and they are kind of wondering, why isn't she more excited about having the baby? Is that kind of sad?
I'd be sad if my parents had me as a baby and then just like, I don't want this baby. We put it on the street.
Yeah, they'll put you on the street.
I wish we could have another baby girl, so we only have one boy in our family.
That would kill me.
No, we'd have
we have 2 boy hamsters.
We'd have 4 girls, and then I want to have another baby who's a girl, and 2,000 babies that are girls.
We have 3 boy fish and 2
This would never stand in China. Anyway, so meanwhile, Hawkeye and the Beast are playing pool, and the Beast basically, it's a game, where you hit the ball with the pool stick. And the Beast is, and don't chew right next to the microphone. The Beast is basically he's sharking Hawkeye. He says, I'm not that great at it, but then you see he hits every ball in the hole at once. And Hawkeye, so they're having fun. Meanwhile, they go to check on the baby, and look at the baby.
The baby's just grown up.
Yeah, the baby's grown up like instantly. The baby is grown up.
And he has blue hair and looks creepy and has a big lip and big wide eyes. And he's like,
it has big fat nipples.
Yeah. And he's talking. The baby is talking. This is basically, the kid is now 2 years old after like a day. The baby is growing really fast. And then meanwhile, there's some stuff about a guy in a train station, and he's going back in time. But they go to check on Captain Marvel, and look, she's standing up. She's put on her costume. She's ready, but she's still she doesn't like that baby. She doesn't like the baby she had.
That's cruel.
It is kind of cruel. Well, Captain Marvel is, she gives and she takes. Yeah.
And she's cruel.
She's cruel.
She's freaky.
In the sense, we should have really seen this coming. And then they go to check on the kid, and what have we found? The kid, look at the baby now. The baby's already lost a tooth.
How old is he?
Probably like 5 or 6.
Oh.
And he's talking. He's asking for science equipment. Is this weird?
Yeah.
And then they ask him, "Who's your dad?" And he says, "I am my own dad."
Wait, so Captain Marvel just gave birth to her dad?
No,
to her husband.
Yes, something more like that. So anyway,
creepy.
So yeah, creepy. So meanwhile, we get some more interludes, but then we're back to the Avengers, and the baby. Now look at the baby. The baby's even older and is starting to build robots. Why don't you girls build robots?
I did build a robot. I built a robot that when my sister opened my door to go steal stuff or spy on me or go in my room, the alarm would go off.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. You built a protection robot.
Oh, I did too, but it didn't work.
Yeah. It's because, I don't like you building robots around the house. You're going to wake up Ultron, and then we're going to have a lot of problems around here. So
who's Ultron?
It's a big robot villain. So anyway, they are...
I'll kick his butt.
Yeah. So the Avengers are kind of trying to figure out what's going on. They're doing some tests on this baby, and then they look at the baby, and now look at the baby.
He has a beard, and he's really creepy.
Yes. And he says, "Hello, mother." He's meeting mom, and look, mom's like, "I cannot believe this baby has got a goatee and a little mustache."
What's a goatee?
It's that part on the chin. See, he doesn't have a full beard. He just has that part. And he's wearing a giant diaper.
Wait, he is? Oh, that's creepy.
It is creepy, yeah. So anyway, he's building some more robots, and then there's some kind of explosion that happens, and look what's going on out now. There's a dinosaur, and spaceships are attacking the whole New York.
He's mad because we skipped the back in time thingies.
Yeah. We skipped through those interludes, and now he's coming to more of the plot.
No, he's mad because we always fight.
Yeah, and then Iron Man goes out and punches a dinosaur right in the face.
And the dinosaur is mad.
And then there's a guy on a knight on a horse, and the Avengers are fighting, and they're beating up everything, and then here come some Indians, some Native American. Well, are they Native Americans if they travel through time? I'm not sure that really counts, but anyway, Captain America goes with the surprise pal. It's National Pocahontas Week. Huh? Is that funny?
Maybe.
It's kind of making fun of Pocahontas.
What's funny in this, it's if you look at this page here, Captain Marvel says, "We've no proof Marcus is a cause of this, Archer. Now forget your prejudices." And then 2 panels later, he's making a Pocahontas joke.
Lame.
He's accusing Pocahontas.
Yeah, that's not very nice, is it?
No,
Anyway,
he's
so
rude.
Captain Marvel goes to check on her baby, and their baby wants to keep building the robot. And meanwhile, Thor shows up, and they're all fighting. There's a snake, and there's lasers, and all kinds of stuff's going on. The Avengers are fighting them all back. And finally, Thor makes a giant whirlwind and blows the planes and the dinosaurs and the spaceships all away. And even the butler, this is their butler, his name's Jarvis, and he punches a guy right in the cheek.
Who? Who's that?
Just some villain here. There's a villain is attacking.
It looks like It looks like the guy, the Captain Marvel's baby.
It does, kind of, doesn't it? Except he's got a fancy hat and a coat and everything on. Anyway, so they defeat all the enemies, and then Captain Marvel's checking on her baby, saying, "I can't leave you, son." And he's like, "I've no choice." And he like puts his hand in her face, and then he says, forgive me, my love." And Hawkeye goes in to try and stop him, and blows up the machine, and that's bad news. And he knew that he was taking Miss Marvel to safety, and so they're about to fight. But then suddenly, the rest of the Avengers show up, and he says, "You'll have to kill me first." The baby's like gone crazy. He's still got that diaper on. And would you like to wear a diaper at that age?
Why'd they destroy the
He
machine?
looks like he's like 53.
53, yeah.
What's the point of making a giant machine? And like, what's the point of it?
Or
The Avengers are all blowing things up.
Or he looks like a grandma.
Yeah.
She's a grandma's wearing a diaper and peeing in it.
Yeah.
When I play Minecraft, I'm the queen of explosions.
Yes, you are. Anyway, so Miss Marvel says, "Hey, stop! I don't know how, but somehow I just know that you're doing things the right way." And then he said that Immortus, that's one of the old Avengers villains, is doing some shenanigans here, and he gives kind of his story that once upon a time, Immortus, who was his father, was a powerful man, and he did a bunch of things, and he basically created a baby in limbo, and then they got that baby, and then the baby somehow went to Miss Marvel, and then she had the baby. And then he grew up really fast, and Miss Marvel's hearing this wonderful story, says, "You won't be alone. I know that I love you." And so she decides to have a relationship, and they fall in love.
And she falls in love with a giant baby wearing a diaper.
Right.
Creepy.
Yep.
Weird.
What do you think? What do you think about that? You're trying to wrap your head around this.
She's kind. I thought
My head doesn't stretch. I can't wrap my head around that. That's nonsense.
I thought she already married somebody, and now she's marrying her own son.
Yeah.
Wearing a diaper.
Right. Is that the weirdest? Is the weird part that it's her son, or that he wears a diaper?
The weird part is that he's the son and that he's wearing the diaper.
Yeah, these were comics in the 80s. So anyway, when a lot of people talk about how they want comics to go back to the 80s, this is a comic in the 80s. So Thor, who's like, "Well, this sounds good. You two lovebirds don't know what you're doing." And so he makes a kind of a whirlwind, and off they go. And they zip away, and they stop all the dinosaurs and everything else. And Hawkeye's going, "I can't help it, Shellhead. I just feel rotten. If I hadn't destroyed that machine." And Iron Man's, he's thinking, we've just got to believe that everything worked out for the best. Our teammate Captain Marvel had a baby, grew up instantly, fell in love with her baby, and took off in a giant whirlwind, and that's cool. And the Avengers are kind of happy.
That's cuckoo, not cool.
Yep.
She lost her own friend.
That's true. So this was the end of the issue. What did you think? What's your review?
A lot of nonsense. Nonsense. I want to buy this comic. It's a lot of nonsense. Her wife is wearing a diaper. He goes out into public and his diaper falls off, they'll see him pooping.
Yeah, okay, all right. What's your review of this issue?
I'd prefer like something like Captain Meowville.
Captain Meowville? Okay.
Like Cat as Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Like something less creepy. Cats are less creepy than the 80s drawings of people.
Okay. All right. Well, you hear it here first. On one hand, it's nonsense. Captain Marvel falling in love with her son.
She has sharp fingernails.
And she does have sharp fingernails. And on the other end, we're saying we'd rather have a cat Captain Marvel would be a better comic. Anyway, this was a comic from the 80s. Why don't you leave me your comments below on this special anniversary issue, a key issue in Marvel and Avengers past. You know, you got to wonder if this is the story they're going to be converting for Captain Marvel 2. Would you like to see this story as a movie?
No. No, yes.
Because people
I really want to see nonsense and the baby poop on the street.
Okay, that's
I'll forever be the
And
queen
he
of
peed.
explosions.
no. Let's not talk about that. All right. Well, okay. Explosions and diapers. This has been Avengers 200. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought of this issue and how you think of Captain America's behavior and all this kind of stuff. Quite an issue of history. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Comic Perch. Most importantly, thanks for listening. And thanks for my guest reviewers.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say bye?
Bye, bubbies.
Okay.
I will forever be the queen of explosions.
There you
I'll
have
be
it.
the queen of dolphins.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening.
She wants